What I'm wondering about Juno being dead is that during combat she can't die? How do those relate? Or are we about to get like a story version of that happening? They were like, no coming back from that, but like, Ivan's still taking the body along. I imagine he's not so sentimental and impractical that he'd take the body along for no reason, just because...
We push on, despite hope being lost, along with Juno, to something black and heavy ahead. Did the dredge build godstones of their own, or is this something...
And hope is not lost yet, Ivor.
Well, hello. You jerk in terror at Juno's voice in your head, and her hand lightly squeezing your shoulder. She breathes softly. Well done. You can put me down. So she's just not dead. It's just like during combat. Okay. This is the in-story moment of that happening like it does in combat. Nerves get the best of even the bravest. Not another step, shouts Ollie. He pushes his way to Juno. You died. Not another step till you spill it. All of it. A chorus of voices concur, echoing off the pillars themselves. Juno sags upon her staff and looks at Eyvind, but his stare is leagues from here. All will be well, she starts, but jerks back from Ollie's axe blade at her neck. No more magic tricks, Ollie hisses. Encourage Juno to answer the question. You're right, says Juno. It's time you all knew.
This will be more easily shown than told. The Valka were the first to discover a world within our world. The inner earth, with its own lands, people, and sun. A source of power far greater than our own. Eyvind is the boss, the leader of the Valka, brilliant, born with a mind devouring itself. I studied in secret to heal those wounds, and in time, we grew to love each other. But meddling with minds is forbidden, for reasons already clear to you. The council sentenced me to death. They agreed to spare Eyvind the same fate if I went willingly. So I did. When Eyvind discovered what had happened, he carried my body to the White Tower. In his grief, he drained the Black Sun of its energy, hoping to restore my life. The sun fell from the sky, ripping chasms through both worlds. The serpent slithered out from its shattered egg, half-born, and the darkness within spread. I had become the new vessel for its power. When we reach the White Tower, and Eyvind releases my energy, the sun will move again, and the darkness will return to where it belongs.
Wow. So there it is. The reason why they're the people that can fix everything are because they're the ones that broke everything. Wow, they're responsible for basically everything. Great. She looks significantly older now, doesn't she? As a result of what happened, I think. I don't remember so many lines on her face. Which Eyvind also looks significantly older. Yeah, her hair used to just be black, I think. Well, shit. So yeah, they, Eyvind is specifically is the one who basically destroyed the world. Oh boy. As Juno releases her grip over the caravan, the images fade. Eyvind carried me all the way back to Ridgehorn before he could go no further. That's where Hakon's warriors found us. They understandably believed I was dead and left me there. Eyvind lived still, if only barely. By the time he awoke, the Varl had taken him most of the way to Einortoft. When I realized what had happened, I traveled by ship down the river to meet Eyvind at Sigerholm, but the Serpent's Chasms prevented this. I believe you know the rest. I'm certain you have many questions. I will answer them clearly. This goes all the way back to the time of the gods. This can become long and complicated. I'll keep it simple. The Loom Mother first discovered weaving, and with it created this world and those living on it. The other beings in the tapestry, other gods, reacted in many different ways. Some wanted to learn weaving, and they took the creations she made and changed them, forming Varl and Horseborn. One god became jealous. He took mankind, reshaped them into dredge, and hid them within the world to grow and torment the other creations. When the Loom Mother learned of this, she became furious. As she had discovered creation, she had also unwittingly created death, and accidentally killed the jealous god in anger. The other gods were terrified. They had never imagined not existing. They turned on each other out of fear. The gods died, but their creations continued on. The Valka were the Loom Mother's favored few. She taught them weaving. Eyvind and I are descendants of those first people. Why does the serpent have to do with any of this? I'll admit, even I was uncertain until recently. But the easiest way to understand it is to imagine an egg. The serpent's egg was made inside this inner earth, a black sun mirroring our own. Within it, a serpent would grow slowly over the ages. It was put here to eventually swallow the Loom Mother's creations, a cruel trick to destroy them in secret. When the black sun fell to the earth, it cracked. The serpent and its power spilled out, well before its time. Everything happening now is because of petty grudges between the gods. In a way, Eyvind unwittingly did us all a favor. If the serpent had grown to full size, well, as things are now, there may be a chance to reverse it. So they're saying that the gods put the serpent there to kill everyone and destroy all of the Loom Mother's creations, and so by releasing it before it was ready to be born, it might be vulnerable to being defeated. So this is essentially an apocalypse that might be fixable, that in itself prevents the real apocalypse. But the solution seems to have been done on accident. I'm not exactly bursting with gratitude at the moment. Understandable. If the dredge were taught by the Valka, why are they attacking us? The Stone Singers believe we have betrayed them. Early on, we discovered that the Black Sun was a far greater source of power than our own. After the worst of the Great Wars, everyone believed the Valka utterly defeated the dredge. In truth, we offered them peace. In exchange for use of the sun's power, we showed them how to flourish within our own lands and create more of their own kind. So you created the Stone Singers? In a way. We only shared knowledge. It has always been a difficult question of how much control to exert. But now they believe we caused this destruction on purpose. They think that we wish to wipe them out, like anyone would. They fight back. They're scared and frenzied, and will not listen. We have failed them as much as we have failed everyone else. I've heard enough. What now? Now we return to the source of the power. I am not dead, but neither am I alive. This energy within me was stolen. Eyvind will place me within the Black Sun. The celestial spheres will circle again. The darkness will be absorbed. And without that, the serpent will wither. He suddenly looks very tired and tries to smile. You'll be trapped within the sun? I have come to terms with it. And now you know everything. Make sure Ivan does what is right. He might not. He did this all in the first place. And apparently his mind is unraveling, which means he's not the most reliable person for really anything if his mind is going. So I guess that might be Ivor's job. Just chuck the lady into the hole. No, you're going in there. Stop it. We have to save the world. Or really just arboring at this point. I have no idea how much is left outside of that anywhere. There's definitely basically nothing left on the map itself. Oh. You're a godstone, aren't you? An enormous bell hangs from the carved stonework. Even untouched, it hums with a strange, deep resonance. Alfred says, the sculptors built this godstone to themselves. They raised bells made of those who have passed. It's said that part of them lives in the sound of these bells, and they can visit their ancestors this way. Spar crosses his arms. That would explain the spooks. The stone singer approaches the godstone, hands up. Shaking his head in warning, he seems to diligently avoid touching anything. At the godstone's center is an enormous bell dwarfs the other. Smaller chimes hanging throughout. The bell's handle calls to you on a primal level. Are you thinking of ringing it or kissing it? Spar says. I wouldn't do either. Oh boy. I mean, we've really established that noise creates fights at this point, so I'm a little concerned. Historically, if you ring a thing... I'm trying to think of what benefits there could be to even justify... Historically, what you get from a godstone is like an item or something. In fact, yeah, I think the godstones have super consistently given us an item. Might even be a good item, to be honest, but so much of our party is damaged at this point. I don't know if I want to keep tempting fate in this, what might be like this final rush to the grand finale or something. Let's leave it alone. I can hardly think of a worse idea, you reply, stepping away. Curiosity weighs on you for a short while until the caravan separates from the godstone. It's super tempting, and I'd like to see it, but also I'd like to not die. Not dying is good. We have 3 days left. I can't rest, can I? Have any of these people made progress at healing over the journey? It's pretty not great. Admittedly, for some of these characters, the grand outcome of being injured is that they have, I mean, well, for all of them, there's always that they lose 3 strength or less as it goes down. And for spellcasters, not necessarily the biggest deal. For her, it affects her ability to heal other people. Also, she does have a reasonable amount of strength, but it's like as if she took 1 damage, basically, during the fight, so it's not the biggest deal. Meanwhile, Ivan doesn't even use his strength ever besides not dying. That's pretty much his one job. I think I'm gonna put Juno back in. 2 people that can mend armor at infinite range. She can confuse people, which makes other people attack. Did all of her points get unspent? I think her points just overall were like unspent by that. Huh. Huh. You could probably do with a level. Get that strength up for less, make her just less likely to die. Alfred's ready to level up again? A title might not hurt, but what titles are left? I can't even look at them from here. Oh, Bercy. You already have your title. Stop telling me to level up his title. He already has it. Your levels are nice and cheap. Because you're already there. Just gives us a chance to keep getting our stats up. I do like the willpower regeneration option. It's a good amount of willpower to get every now and then during a fight when I have to deal with otherwise, like the game not giving me much willpower due to the whole lack of horn. I'll take a little bit of evasion. There we go. Wow, he's actually got enough kills to keep leveling. Like, give somebody else a shot. Ivan straight up can't level. I thought I saw a plus sign, but I think I imagined it. Whoops. So your stats are already maxed out. So you would just start getting bonuses. And you already have this one. It's not the highest priority stuff compared to melee fighters who are in the muck of everything. Alright, Bercy's level 15 along with Kiwi and Ivor. And you can even switch their positions. God damn, we have 3 15s in this party. I guess ignoring so many of these characters makes it easier to level up other ones. I'm just not very fond of a lot of these characters. Like, this guy's a pretty weak ranged character that doesn't have particularly strong abilities. At least I don't think they're particularly strong. I'm not really into the idea of summoning this creature. Because a Skulker is really weak. It can go into stealth mode and then do some bonus damage, but that's two turns of it going just to try to do some minor damage that stronger characters can just do on their own. Meanwhile, I'm using this guy that he himself isn't that strong, and also summoning, waiting for that thing to have its turns. The Skulker just makes it so that people like Ivor have fewer turns because of the way that this game treats turns. So summoning weak units is usually not that advisable. I at least like the other characters that can summon meat shields. Summoning a bear or summoning a shielded warrior. At least I can summon them directly in front of the enemies and they'll spend a whole turn attacking that guy instead. And oftentimes that character just melts over the course of one turn, but hey, the bear will keep the enemies busy while my stronger units remain unharmed for an extra turn, basically, which is pretty good at turning the tide. I don't think I'm about to rest, though. I think resting is how I get in trouble. You find Ollie at the edge of the light, staring at the Godstone. Mind if I join you? Hard to find space around here. Just keep your voice down. That vicious, wrinkled Feifel won't share any of his drink, and my head hurts. In the distance, Spar takes a moment from lazily turning his langspill to throw Ollie a wildly inappropriate gesture. Run out of your own brew. Lost my flask when that whale thing shattered the frozen ocean. You hear that? You hear the things coming out of my mouth? Sober is no way to live, Ivor. Ollie stares blankly in the distance. What's your drink of choice? What's yours, Yock's milk? Who cares? Never mind me. You know how some men can't handle their drink? I can't handle being dry. Makes my head hurt. That seems like a problem. Never has been before. Who'd want to take in all this majesty clearly? I haven't been this sober since I was 13, locked up in a Bursgard cell. Ollie gets a faraway look in his eye. Rum's my poison, to answer your question. Believe it or not, I can't even throw these axes worth a damn, dry as I am. But get a few drinks in me, and I see bright ribbons in the air. Wait, you see lines of light? Damn right. Showing me exactly where the axes are going to go. Usually I keep this sort of thing to myself, but what's the point? Ollie, you might be spell weaving. Ollie straightens his back as if startled. What are you talking about? Like the menders do. Weaving? Like this Nightinger who farts lightning and raises the dead? But only when I'm drunk. And you're just using it to throw things better. Ollie erupts into laughter, loud enough to make even Spar frown. What a time to be alive, eh, Varl? I'll drink to that. Don't tease. You pass Ollie your mead horn, and his hands shake as he gulps from it greedily. Ollie the Spellweaver. My mom always said I was special. Maybe you're not as bad as they say, Varl. Who says that? Just take the victory. Is that going to lead to a change in Ollie? Where he realizes he's a spellcaster and uses it or something? It would be funny if an ability showed up. Nope. Sorry, y'all. We gotta go. We rest as we walk, which is not resting. I'm aware of that not making sense. I'm also aware that I don't want to die. I don't like how that number's just going down to nothing. No. How close are we? Come on. Please stop fucking with me, game. How close are we? Alrighty. Any of you ever tasted Thistleberry mead? Spar blurts out in the midst of a deep and oppressive silence. You're all some grim company lately. I could really go for some Thistleberry, not Thistleberry. I could really go for some Thistleberry right now. Others mumble in agreement, but someone passes around enough strong drink to spread around. Soon they're trying to one-up each other about what they plan to do when they return to Arborang. Let's listen to their stories. As you all know, I don't drink. Ollie smirks to a couple laughs. But I knew a place back in Borsgard that'd make you glad to be sober. And you haven't tasted Bjorulf's blessing, Ollie, Sigbjorn interjects. I'd kill anyone here for another swig. He trails off. Didn't you already get three ravens killed over it? Spar slings back, and Sigbjorn grows quiet. Oh, he has killed multiple ravens, hasn't he? Bunch of animals. Valgard sighs. I'm going to put Strand back together. See who finds their way back. I had a home there, and friends. He gives Ollie a stern look. I have a brother in Arborang, says Mogan. My twin. Didn't have a chance to leave things right. Now I'm regretting it. The ravens toast to regret. Okay, yeah, so Krumer is just supposed to be in my game. That's actually really frustrating because I could really use another Varl, honestly. And I remember him being powered. I think he was a big defense character, wasn't he? I remember liking that character in my party specifically. I don't remember his character as well, but I remember him, like, really wanting him around. So him being a weird bug is really frustrating. Noticing his stoic silence, Spar points at Krumer and starts shouting random guesses. I know what mighty Krumer needs, a feast, a long ship, a throne made out of fallen foes. Krumer snorts at this last one. No, but if you wrote a song about that, I wouldn't correct you. You don't think the dredge traveling with you understand what's being said, and that's probably for the best. Stitch manages to slip in an opinion between the body chatter. I always wanted to. He quickly gets drowned out by the others and slowly mumbles to a stop. Hey, it's just like me in social interactions. Relatable. Give me a pile of coin when this is all over, big enough to sleep on, Bercy says. Been working for others my whole life, and it's wearing thin. Think I've earned some easy living. Several ravens toast to this. Ivan musters the courage to speak up. When this is done, I'll keep my feigned mouth shut, Ollie hollers over him, and the others roar with glee. Ivan's smile vanishes, but even trying to relate may have brought him some goodwill. Maybe. I'm surprised he's that he's even smiling about what he'll do after, because I'd imagine he's overwhelmed by the thought of sacrificing Juno to a pit. Bach says nothing, continuing to be a character I forget exists. But everyone can tell he's thinking about spears. What? Right, they set that up at the beginning, didn't they, with Trigvi, where not just Trigvi, but like they just set up in general that like spear users in general might be off kilter and a bit odd. It was like a weird suggestion they had early on that they've kind of stuck with. Except Ludin is a prince that seems relatively well balanced nowadays. He was just whiny before because he was an entitled prince, but he's always not been like them. One of our silent protector, Spar quips. He looks at you. What does the great Ingvar dream of in his sleep? The silent protector. I think Ivor speaks the most out of all of the characters that aren't Juno, and well, no, he probably speaks more than Ivan too. Waking up. Aye, true enough, Spar replies. On that somber note, the caravan continues on, the tower growing ever closer. Please get there before one day from now. How close are we? Is that the tower right there? Please. Don't stop, no. Why is it warmer right here? Why does this part look different from the rest? Oh, there's still one more day left, okay. This is... hold on. Did I make it? Did I make it? Did I make it? Because this is the last 24 hours. More accurately, it's like the last 17 hours looking at that circle. Ugh. I wasn't sure if there'd be a 0 after the 1, or if that was the last day counting down already. Alright. Soaring shards of smoky glass jut askew from the ground, as if flung here. At first it looks like more of the inner Earth's strangeness until you realize that there are splinters of the black sun. Images reflect off the mirrored surfaces, creating an illusory army of ravens as you walk through. Hold on, says Ollie. Thought this place was bad before. Now there's 6 of ditch. The nauseating, sweaty warmth still radiating from the fragments has everyone eager to pass through, except Ivan. He has stopped at one, with his hand pressed against the glassy surface, looking at his own reflection. Come on, Ivan. It's time to go. I hardly recognize myself. Could be worse. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to compare. The reality of what I must do is sinking in. We're getting close. Ivan stares out into the distance. Now's not the time for second thoughts. It was always such a long way off. There was more time. Time for what exactly? Ivan sighs heavily. Juno revealed it already, but there's something you may not have fully grasped, something she forbade me to tell you. She worried it might change things. No more secrets. The only way the black sun will return to the sky is for Juno to seal the darkness within. She has to stay there, trapped, for eternity. A fate far worse than death. And it was my fault. All she's done since is fight tooth and nail to make things right. All she's ever done. You can see anger spreading across Ivan's face. He almost looks as if he's drawing energy from the sun shard. What if there's another way? Even with the sun broken, there must be energy enough to destroy the serpent. It might be enough. Will killing the serpent even fix things? I don't know, but I'm certain it will come for us again. There's nothing else for it to do. Why shouldn't it try? Why should I keep asking for permission? Ivan, think of your friends in Arborang. Ivan's mouth becomes a thin line. Some of the fire in his eyes goes out. I know. I apologize. My thoughts have always been difficult to control ever since birth. My mother was the head of the Valka in her time. When she had a boy, the council was worried. The males of our kind have always had a touch of madness, to varying degrees. My father couldn't contain his own. I suppose that kind of power would be hard for anyone. It is a curse. I am only alive at all thanks to Juno, and she has kept this power within me from spilling out. When she spoke to me in a dream at Anartoft, I wasn't even sure it was real. I had gone so long without her help, I was starting to lose control again. Everything she'd done was to heal me, and for that she suffers. Can you imagine feeling so powerful and so weak at the same time? I can imagine. Ivan nods, and you feel like you've earned more of his trust.